Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Todd McDermott.
And I'm Felicia Rodriguez. On the day that the prosecution rested its case, Williams took to the witness stand for the first time. As investigative reporter Terry Parker tells us, Williams still wants to fire his lawyers.
Semi Williams was the first witness in his own defense. He got on the stand and immediately started talking about how he has since childhood been tracked by shadowy organizations. He named the Masons, the Illuminati. He said he was on the run from the law, starting down in Miami, coming all the way up to Palm Beach Gardens to get away from his tormentors. He hasn't gotten to the part in his testimony yet about when he encountered victim Ryan Rogers, but he claims that he did not kill Ryan. Williams is charged with brutally stabbing 14-year-old Ryan Rogers to death in Palm Beach Gardens while the boy was on a neighborhood bike ride 4 years ago. Williams got on the stand claiming he was the one who was targeted.
The police, I realized the police was after me, and they was kind of saying that I was a bad guy. So so they was kind of like talking to me through like symbolism and what they call directed conversations when they would have the people in the gang stalking community. We call it directed conversations.
Williams was deemed competent to stand trial by several doctors, meaning he understands right from wrong. He originally pled not guilty by reason of insanity, but he withdrew that defense on the first day of trial. In the midst of his testimony today, prosecutors objected to showing a montage of Williams' YouTube videos where he talks about being stalked. They are saying some of the testimony is hearsay and improper mental health evidence. Williams told his attorney today she was taking his questions out of order, and he also wants her to warn him when she gets to their last agreed upon question. Earlier today, the state showed a timeline of surveillance video showing Williams traveling from Miami to Palm Beach Gardens right up to that crime scene, and then hanging out all night long in various nearby areas throughout the night and into the next day. The judge called a halt to Williams' testimony and excused the jury, and then the lawyers started arguing about what was going to happen next. And in the middle of that, Williams raises his hand, says he wants to fire his attorneys. They're not listening to what he wants to have produced. He also says they were talking about his mental health. The judge says they weren't. He kept on and on, so finally the judge said, why don't you go home, get a nice rest tonight in the jail. We'll start again tomorrow. It's been a long day. And that's when he said, I'm not coming back tomorrow. I'm sick. Look at my face. It's gaunt. I don't want to come back. Trial's over. I fired everybody. And that's when the judge got really stern. She goes, you will come back, Mr. Williams. And if you don't, I'll have the deputies bring you back. So testimony continuing tomorrow morning at 9:30. Semi Williams expected to be on the stand on the judge's orders, and we will bring you minute-by-minute developments as they occur in this tragic case of the murder of Ryan Rogers. Terry Parker, WPBF 25 News.
And Terry, thank you. We will continue to keep you updated on all the latest in the trial involving Semi Williams. You can follow this story online as well as on our website, WPBF.com.